Okay, so they are real.
Yeah.
Perfect. Beautiful. We talked about this with one of the last guests. Welcome back to the Real Wild Podcast, guys. I am your host, Cate. This episode, I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Julie, along with a special guest. Julie, who do we have with us this episode?
We have the amazing Brittany Moore. She does a lot.
Welcome to the show, Brittany. We are so excited to have you.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Brittany.
We just get into it.
I told you guys I'm not a surface level person.
We're
just
not.
went deep right away. So I'm Brittany. I own EmBodhi Shakti and the Apothecary.
Okay, so how do you pronounce your business name? The first half I could do. Second half?
So it's EmBodhi Shakti.
Okay.
And then the Apothecary Co. is my herbalist business.
Okay.
So, but EmBodhi Shakti. But some people say EmBodhi Shakti, which is fine because the name is meant to have that.
Yeah.
Because like you're embodying your divine feminine, but your embody means the journey to enlightenment of the divine feminine. So I'm a player on words. I like things.
So you have to explain this.
Yeah. That's why
I originally started as Soul Powered. That was my OG business name. And that was really fitting because the work that I do is so soul based.
Mm-hmm.
And powered is like a play on empowerment. So Soul Powered. And then when I started my womb healing journey, I had to rebrand. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, we're going to play off like the colors of my old business. And then my higher self was like, no, we're going to do green and gold. And I was like, I hate gold. So we ended up with green and gold.
Yep.
And then EmBodhi Shakti or EmBodhi Shakti, whichever way you want to say it, to end. I had to wait 8 months for the name to come through in a download. And it took forever.
Yep.
And I'm like patiently waiting, like built my website, all the colors were play off the old brand. And then I had to redo all of that. So
Yep. Been there.
why is this happening? But it literally is absolutely everything that I wanted without realizing that I wanted it.
Yeah.
So it ended up being for the better.
Honestly, there's definitely like something about your room here that's just very calming and comfortable. Like
It's very grounding.
yeah.
I'm a Taurus also, so I am naturally very grounding to people.
That
Very
makes
calm
sense.
energy. I don't feel that within myself most of the time. I feel pretty chaotic, but naturally Tauruses are very grounding individuals.
I'm a Sagittarius, and I have no idea what that ever means.
I don't know much about Sagittarius. I know a lot about my own
Yeah.
zodiacs. Like I'm a Taurus sun, Taurus moon, and Leo rising. So I get a lot of spiciness from my Leo rising. But other than that, I don't know much about any other ones.
Yeah. Same.
So
What time of year is that? Because I am the worst with.
When's your birthday?
Well, mine's February, but it's my daughter. She's September. Beginning of September.
September is like Scorpio.
Scorpio is end of September to
She's
no,
not
end
Leo.
of October. And then I don't know. This is
We'll
where
look
it
it up
gets
later.
really bad.
I was going to say Leos are in August.
Virgos are in August.
Is it towards the end of August?
I think beginning. Leos are June. When are Cancers?
July. That one I know.
Holy. I'm Aquarius.
See? Yeah.
And then my husband's a
That's
Pisces.
amazing.
I know end of September to October is Libra. And then Scorpio starts end of October into November.
We should just follow the calendars. It's so much easier. But I get it. It's got its own.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, I Googled.
Thank you. I would have been sitting here going, oh, this to this to this.
So we have, oh my goodness, this is going to only show me a few and then it's going to make me click and it's going to be all scattered, but it's fine. So Aries is March 21st through April 19th. Taurus is April 20th through May 20th. Gemini is
in Leo.
May 21st through June 20th. Cancer is June 21st through July 22nd. Leo is July 23rd through August 22nd.
It's Virgo.
Yep.
So she's a Virgo.
She's Virgo. She's an outside too.
Yep.
Is she a stubborn earth sign? Because that's what
No,
she
that's
is.
Taurus. Taurus, we take the cake on stubbornness.
Oh my God. I can't have a child in that tandem.
Virgos are very unhealed. They experience a lot of self-doubt and self-criticism, which could come out as like stubbornness as to why she doesn't want to do specific things. That could be.
That could definitely be. Never thought of it that way.
Also, I feel like your moon and rising play really big factors too. I don't understand all of it, but every once in a while I'll go through and I always read through like my big three and I'm like, okay, like, yeah, this all makes more sense together.
Yes. I have a lot of Taurus. I have a Capricorn and I have Virgo. So naturally I'm just very earthy.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to dress like your Venus, which is Gemini, and everything I've read on how a Gemini dresses is very sporty, and I don't dress that way. I feel like it makes me look like a boy, and then I'm like, no. So I'd be curious how you guys are supposed to dress based on your Venus sign.
I have no idea. I don't even know what my Venus sign is. I would have to probably,
Homework.
yeah,
Yeah.
go and do my birth chart again and pull that up.
Astrology is not my strong suit. So I find it funny that we're talking about this, right? Like, oh,
This is how this goes.
started it off real strong. So just note.
Okay, so we've
for
narrowed
astrology reading.
Right. Okay, so we narrowed it down for one thing that you don't do. What do you actually do?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I like to list my quote unquote titles or my labels.
Besides
Because-
boss bitch?
Yes,
I love seeing that.
I actually have the book. Yes, it's by Nicole something or other, I think. Highly recommend reading that. So I am a Karuna Reiki Master, a clinical hypnotherapist working towards my clinical medical certification and my clinical professional certification. A breathwork facilitator. I am working in October. I graduate with my level 3 sacred womb awakening practitioner training, which in a nutshell is I'm a shamanic womb practitioner, which we'll dive into what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you about every single one of them, and I'm like, hold it in. Let's keep going. But we're going to dive into all of them.
Yes, because I like to list my titles so that people are like, okay, so she does this, 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 and this,
Yep.
and then like get into the nitty-gritties. So Reiki, hypnosis, womb healing, breath work. I'm also trained in herbalism and a process called conscious body. So I have a lot of them. I'm working on more because I'm a nerd. I think if you guys want, we can dive into like what each one of them is.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gosh, which one do I want to start with? Probably the more mainstream ones. None of what I do is mainstream.
Or which ones did you start with?
Reiki.
Okay.
Actually, I ended up, COVID was a very interesting time for the entire world.
Mm.
So I ended up having to do both of my jobs inside my 1-bedroom apartment. And I had at this time suffered from severe depression and anxiety, and all of that came back for me. And I was like, I don't want to do talk therapy again, because for me, it just wasn't super helpful at that time.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to go back on pharmaceuticals because they actually made me feel worse. That's not to say that they are not good for people.
Yep.
Seek help in whatever way works for you. So I ended up seeing one of my now good best friends on Instagram offering 50% off first-time clients for a Reiki session. And I was like, what is this?
Mhm.
And then I dove down into a rabbit hole and realized how powerful it was. I saw her in April of 2020. She knew more about me in one session than most people knew about me in my life at that time, which is saying something because I'm a pretty deep person, and she knew some pretty in-depth stuff about me. And I was working a lot at that time too. So I was working roughly 80 to 90 hours a week between the two jobs. And in August of that year, she sat me down and she said, what you're doing is not sustainable. You will burn out. And I was already experiencing those symptoms.
Mhm.
And she said, what makes you think you can't do this? And I remember saying, Chelsea, I don't even know what this is. Like, I don't know what you do.
Mhm.
And so we talked about it. And I'm an intuitive at the end of the day. We're all intuitive. It's just to what capacity we allow that intuition to flow. And Chelsea was like, don't be dumb, essentially, in kinder words from love. She's like, you can do this. And kind of to backtrack too, like, I've always been intrigued by psychology and like,
Same.
psychology, psychiatry, like wanted to go into it, told myself I wasn't smart enough, went into accounting. You guys can do the math. None of it makes sense.
I mean, I technically did go, I went a business major to a psychology major because I've had one psychology class, or actually it was my sociology class that I took in college. And I loved my professor. I loved like I was so engaged in that class. I hated every other class, but then I
love it. I love everything about psychology and how the brain works and how like everything in your life that you experience shapes you into this very specific individual in this very specific moment.
Yeah.
And how you can do one decision or change one thing and it shifts everything.
Yes.
And it's wild to me.
I love thinking about those moments in my own life and tracing back to what little silly decision I made at one point or another time changed everything. And I'm one of my like most weird pivotal moments that changed so much in my life was the first time that I like quote unquote hitchhiked. And then I like it was fine. I got back safe and then decided to be a silly goose again.
Oh my gosh.
And that's how I ended up dating one guy for a hot minute because I like was literally like, this is the situation I'm in. Like, can you come pick me up? And they're like, yeah, sure, I guess. So they gave me a copy and then we went to Bronson, got chicken strips. And
oh my gosh, that's a beautiful story.
it was not a great relationship, but we made it out of there. It was a very interesting time. But now like so many of the people that I've like met through them or like other things that have happened through them, like never would have ended up like falling in love with New Orleans if it wouldn't have been for me swiping on Tinder and getting chicken strips with this another stranger. Like super silly, but
I will live vicariously through your stories. I will not hitchhike.
I'm doing it again now. And to me, that one even more sketchy is like, it wasn't just my physical body. I loaded my vehicle up on the back of their trailer in the middle of the night in the middle of Nebraska and then rode back to Oklahoma.
Very brave soul. Very brave.
Yeah.
I watch too many crime shows. I think you should write a book. You have a lot of really interesting stories.
Oh, I do. It's just not recognizing them.
Fascinating outcomes.
Yeah, no, I've gotten very good at weighing like the risks in situations, and I've been very good about getting myself out of certain situations and doing it in a quick hurry if I need to.
Which means you're tapping into your intuition and reading energy.
Oh, I am so good at reading energy. I will walk into a room and go, nope, not for me. And I will turn around and walk my ass back out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nope, nobody in there. I'm not going to say a word to anybody in there. I have no reason to be there. Let's eat and by the exit comes door.
Myself out of this.
same.
Like, I just don't anymore. Like, it's got to be a good reason or it better be paying me well and be worth my time to be there or I'm not going to be.
I just think that's the coolest part about being an adult is you get to decide who gets your energy and who doesn't. And if it feels good at first and then all of a sudden it doesn't, you can take yourself out of that. And I think that that's just such a cool thing about being an adult.
Yeah. And I like learning the duality of no. And being able to walk away and be okay with that and not take that guilt and that like shame and like the, oh, I should have done this or like, oh, they're going to be mad that I'm not doing this. And like, cool. Their feelings aren't my responsibility.
Yes.
And like getting to that point of like being able to accept that other people's feelings aren't your responsibility. And like, that's the part that you hold on to. Like that part was really freeing moment for me.
So empowering too.
Yeah. And so like we make better decisions nowadays.
Good. At least we're being safer.
Yeah. I share my location. I let people know where I'm at. We're doing better. And I just don't leave my house.
I don't either. I mean, I come here to my cool ass office, but
that's fair.
Then I go home again.
I would come here too. It's a really pretty space.
If this were my office, I don't know, like I'd be fine going into the office for work. Like,
agreed.
I would like a desk, but I don't know where to put one. So
That's fair.
we'll see what I come up with then.
You need like one that can just kind of like hide away because like, you don't really want to take up this beautiful
Have
area.
you seen the ones that like go up against the wall flat and then you lift them?
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
So,
That would make sense. Yeah.
so my
The
goal
lids
is to
up to
eventually have like complete up to ceiling over.
Mhm.
The bed go here, and in the ceiling hutch, it's going to have the chakra lights so that people can lay here and do meditation. I have big
That'd be
goals. I've been
awesome.
here for a long time, so like I want it to be a space where like somebody can pay $25 and come and sit under the chakra lights for 30 minutes and listen to a guided meditation.
Mhm.
And it's more hands off, very passive income for me because everything will be digital.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a goal. I have no idea how I'm going to make any of that happen, but it can happen.
That-
It's not.
It wouldn't be that difficult, honestly.
I
I-
think so.
I would just run that similar to how I used to run studio rentals.
See?
That would just an online calendar.
Because then,
And then-
just people come in, they put
Yeah.
something on an iPad or
Mhm.
whatever the Samsung tablet is. And
Yeah.
do their meditation, they put the headphones on, they leave, and then I just come in and I slip out the bedding and such.
Yeah.
But that's my goal long term.
Yeah.
I just need my dad to build the upper part for me. And he
Okay.
seems to not want to come visit.
Okay, well, this is our like formal petition for Brittany's dad to come visit.
Dad, I know you probably won't listen to this, but come build my bookshelf.
Listen,
He'll be like, what are you and your weird hippie friends doing?
petition for you to come help.
Yeah. Build my bookshelf, Dad.
Solo manual labor. I promise you.
It would be so fast and easy for him to do it too. He's just a stinker. I don't trap.
Dad, listen, I'll toss in some banana bread if it helps.
I don't know if he would eat it.
Any baked good.
Yeah, he would probably like that.
Yeah.
He lives with my mom. That's what my mom does. She's baking.
That's what I do when I'm
Baking,
stressed.
gardening.
I can make my husband make some mean meat. Does he like steak?
He likes
There.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not big. I don't think they eat a lot of pork. My dad loves tacos so much.
oh, we love tacos in our house. That's like a staple.
Yeah. It's easy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just a food fan in general.
Yes. Same. I'm also the Taurus. Trait of a Taurus is we love food.
That's
All kinds of food. We're also kind of materialistic. So that's like the downside of me. Oh, wait, the stubbornness. Sorry. Two things in there.
You can't win everything.
I don't want to. I want to.
fair. That is fair. That's something that it took me like a hot minute to learn to accept too.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, it's okay not to want to.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's for the better. And it's like, once I like figured out that mindset switch, I feel like a lot of things in my life shifted and became slightly easier.
Yeah, that was me too.
Yeah.
Like once I became Reiki attuned in October of 2020, everything started shifting and everything started happening really quickly for me. November of that year, I moved back to Fargo. I was living in Sioux Falls prior to that. February of 2021, I started clinical hypnosis and graduated with that in May. Then it just kept
Snowballing from
going
there.
and going and going. I ended up becoming a Reiki master later that year. And then herbalism came into play because I really wanted something outside of like traditional pharmaceuticals to kind of help me with some of the ailments that I was experiencing at the time. And then what came next? Breathwork facilitation training came up. And then what did I do after that? Karuna Reiki, which is just like a step up from like Usui Holy Fire Reiki. And then I was recording a podcast with my friend Chelsea in October of 2022. End of October, like maybe the 28th. She's like talking to me about, oh, I'm starting this certification. Like it's a 2-year certification, womb healing. And I was like, what? Tell me more. So she literally gave me like a really quick rundown about what she was doing. And I signed up the next day. It started Wednesday. So we recorded on Monday. Tuesday, I signed up. Wednesday, it started. And I'm like, whoo. So we've been doing that since November of 2022. Finalized that in October of this year. Last fall, I took conscious body training, which is a book called The Self Behind the Symptom by Judith Hendon, and didn't love the training. So I don't utilize it a lot in my practice in the way that a lot of the individuals in my training would. But I have hypnosis. It's like a counterpart to hypnosis.
Okay.
You just don't go into as deep of a trance state.
Okay.
You're more so working with the conscious body and taking people into what they call the symbolic realm.
Okay.
So it's like hypnosis, but it's not. I prefer hypnosis because it's deeper. You experience impact immediately most of the time. So what else do I do?
So talk more about like the breath work side.
Oh gosh, I know. I'm feeling like I'm chest breathing. So chest breathing is actually a stress breath. Belly breathing is like relaxed breath. So when I do things like this, I tend to be more in my stress breath because I'm so excited about everything. Breath work is something that I have been looking at probably since the beginning of my journey in October of 2020. Chelsea and I had kind of probably talked about it. And my Reiki master is actually really good friends with a guy who does deep state breath work. I'm trained in both not deep state and deep state. Okay. Like deep state breath work puts your body into essentially a state of stress so that you can heal trauma. Okay. And then it brings you back down. But I'm trained in a multiple breathwork techniques, but the one that I love the most is called vagal toning breathwork. So it works with your vagus nerve, which is one of the most important nerves in the human body as it balances your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system. So it works with your autonomic nervous system. It's just such a huge nerve in your body. Talking about fight or flight, like all of that is based off of what the vagus nerve experiences. So I'm trained in that. It's probably something everyone should be trained in to do every single day of their life.
I don't disagree there. I've been doing a lot more like research, and so much of my like social media newsfeed is nothing but that these days.
Yep.
And it makes me so happy because it like forces me to stop when I'm scrolling and doom scrolling to like take a few moments for myself. And I use breathwork a lot in my like photo sessions as well, just to coach out like different emotions. And it's crazy what a difference it makes. Just even being able to like see yourself for something that you did for a few seconds and seeing yourself in like that different perspective. But I feel like doing like a full breathwork session and going and actually feeling all the emotions and going through that, it's just so many emotions like it would. Yeah, like so it's just so powerful. It like can be such a release.
And it's something that you don't have to pay someone for. Like we all breathe. Like it is a natural autonomic process that we do without having to think about it. And if you put just a little bit of thought into, for instance, if you're feeling scared, extend your exhale, shorten your inhale. It's going to put you into a safe zone or into a place where you feel more relaxed. But people don't know that because it's not something that we talk about in the society.
Yeah.
But I'm even thinking like children, utilizing breath work for children, you can make it so fun for them.
Yeah.
You know, like have fun with it and make it something that they can rely on long term so that our society can shift as well. So breathwork was big for me just because I was stuck in fight or flight so frequently. And so for me, dissociating from my body has been something that I've been doing since I was so little. Breathwork causes me to have to come into my body because I have to be aware of where I'm breathing, how I'm breathing, what my breath sounds like. So like, it's so helpful. And shamanic breathwork is deep state stress breath. Like it sounds scarier than it is. Some people have likened deep state breathwork to ayahuasca, or I've had individuals say it feels like they're tripping on mushrooms. Like it is a very euphoric, blissful experience, but it's so healing. And that's like where people get the benefit, right? Because you get to feel euphoric and blissful while healing really deep shit. I also curse a lot.
That's okay. We do too.
Good.
Yeah, we definitely curse all the time. It's okay.
But breathwork is like I said, people should be more in tune with it. You can literally hack which brain hemisphere you're working out of.
Explain more about that. Because I feel like I have like a general concept idea, maybe, but I feel like a lot of people are going to hear that and have no idea.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So every 90 to 120 minutes, we switch which hemisphere we're working out of, ideally. However, we live in a very stress-based society where we're on deadlines, so we tend to spend a lot of time in our logic brain and less time in our creative brain. So alternate nostril breathing can help you hack which hemisphere you're working out of. So one of the ways you can test that is if you put your finger under one of your nostrils and you feel which nostril you're breathing out of. So I'm breathing more out of my left, which means I'm in my right brain, which is logic. Alternate nostril breathing. So I have to think about this because I don't want to mess it up. It's like plug my right, inhale through my left, hold, plug left, exhale through my right. It's going to force my brain when you do it multiple times, obviously, so 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long, it's going to force my brain into a relaxed state or left brain.
I might have to try
Wow. That
It's a really hard concept, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to have to listen to this multiple times in order to like have it make sense. But our left nostril is attached to our right brain. Our right nostril is attached to our left brain. So ideally, if you're in creative brain, you're breathing out of your right nostril.
seeing a farm girl in me is thinking like, okay, if I'm backing up a trailer, that's how I remember, because you have to turn the wheel the opposite way to go the way.
No.
You know, you gotta put two and two together on things here.
Meanwhile, I'm over here and I'm like, this makes sense because like I got like an hour and a half to 3 hours is like my window before my brain wants to do something else and I cannot like hold focus on what I'm trying to do. Or I just will hit like the worst like block and I'm like, hi.
And now you know how to hack your brain.
That makes sense.
It's actually called ultradian rhythm, is the cycle that our body goes through every 90 to 120 minutes, ideally.
Okay.
Like I said, a lot of people are stuck in stress. So
Yeah.
that shift doesn't happen as frequently. Or we go against our body and we force it back into logic. And we're like, no, we're in the middle of our workday. We can't take a break right now and be creative. We have to go back to like deadlines, spreadsheets,
my life.
tasks.
Yep, that's my life.
I do like spreadsheets though. Accountant in me loves some spreadsheets.
I love spreadsheets, but I hate numbers and math. But I love using spreadsheets to organize things.
Yes. I have so many. I use them for everything.
Same.
Like I work with a personal trainer too, and I actually created, based off of my nutrition plan, like a spreadsheet to pull in like what my daily protein intake was, what my daily fat intake was, what my daily carb intake was. And she was like, you would create a spreadsheet for that. Yeah, I'm like, yes, I would, because it's so streamlined. Then I go in and I punch in, I had a banana, and it populates everything for me. Yeah. She's like, you're very smart.
I'm kind of jealous. I need to learn that side of you real well. Come teach me your things so you can make my life a lot easier.
When I worked in corporate America, we had to dump everything accounting wise out of the archaic system and into Excel. So I had to learn how to create formulas and make sure that the formulas were working properly. And it was massive spreadsheets that had multiple tabs with multiple formulas looking in all of the tabs. And I'm just like, this is a lot. And I learned it very quickly. Corporate America did me dirty, but like good at the same time because I learned so much so fast.
Yeah. They throw you to the wolves, but they figure out how to tread water at least.
They fired our CFO February 1st. Our accounting manager left March 1st. So I had like 2 months to learn all of the things. And I did. Don't get me wrong. Like I did. I'm very intelligent, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're just drained and you can't even enjoy any part of what you're doing, really. Like you're working the motions to get through the days, to get the stuff done and try to meet deadlines, but you're not really you're not putting emotion behind it to like help you get through that and make it a positive environment. And
1,000%. That was the most awesome time in my life and the hardest at the same time. Because I was like, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I could. Proving all the haters wrong. But I was also doing the CFO role, the accounting manager role, my old role, tried to hire for my position, tried to help hire for a CFO, like running 7 companies. There's a reason why Chelsea told me that I was burnt out.
Yeah, I
Because
can
I was
imagine.
constantly working. So then I quit there and then I stayed on as a consultant on my terms. Like I made sure that it was my terms that I hang on. And worked at a credit union, which was awful. Banking in general. Sorry for all the
No, I used to do it and I hated it.
It's not for me.
Nope, none of those math and numbers.
I'm just not. There's a lot of downtime in banking, which means people have a lot of time to talk. I can't handle it. I was getting sick, like physically ill every time I would walk in there because the energy of the credit union was so terrible.
Yeah. I've been very protective about my energy in the past few years, and I have no problems cutting ties with people and walking away. Yep. If they're weird, I will block them. I don't care.
Yep. And that's where everything is energy. So being an energy, like I'm trained in Reiki, but what I do is so much bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
When I realized that I was actually taking on the energy of the individuals within the company that I was working for, and that was why I was getting sick, the second I was able to all of that out of me, I felt great.
Mm-hmm.
And it was even better when I left there. Yeah. I worked with some cool people, but it was not as many as I would like to have been working with.
I feel like we've all had similar experiences to that. Yeah.
See, I'm just really good about like making friends with my bosses for some reason.
Same.
So like, I mean, I hated the banking world, but like I didn't mind the people that I worked with. So it wasn't like the people I was working with. It was just like the job itself. And a lot of times the customers, because I've worked in complaints and I've worked in disputes and
None of those people are happy.
not a single one of them wants to call me up and be like, hey, thanks for winning my money back. Yeah, I worked real hard on it. You're welcome. No, we don't get those calls. We get the calls of, you lost my money. Get me my money. It's coming out of your paycheck. Nope.
It's not.
Not
Good
quite
luck.
how that works. But
Not going to work that
My
way.
boss. I really loved my boss. I was new to banking, so everything's flipped. So debits and credits are actually opposite in banking and public accounting. And I loved my boss because he was so willing to work with me through all of the transition aspects. It was my direct report employee that was literally the worst to me. And I was like, I'm just not going to work here anymore.
sure. Yeah, I'm almost excited when I rub people like slightly the wrong way, as long as it's nothing major or nothing like bad that I did, and they're just angry because they want to be angry. I'm like, thanks, that.
Yep. Direct reflection of them and you.
I'm like, oh, we're projecting. Oh no, bye. And I just fade back like Homer Simpson into the bush. But with like the little salt face sprinkle. See.
And speaking to that too, like that's the reason why I don't believe in competition in my line of work, is because people are going to be drawn to me for very specific reasons. Not everyone's going to be drawn to me. So those people need individuals to go and see and have them help as well. So I'm all about collaboration. Like I want people to have people that they can go to. I refer to other Reiki practitioners if I feel like somebody doesn't vibe with me.
I refer out to other boudoir photographers all the dang time. Like, would my calendar, my bank account probably look way better if I didn't? Yeah.
But then you're doing a disservice to the person.
Exactly.
Too, and
if I know
too.
if I know that I am just not the personality for them, or I'm not the best fit for them for whatever the reason might be, I have no problem saying, look, like I'm not the boudoir photographer for you. Like, I apologize if you are really in love with like my particular artistic style, but I feel like, this just isn't the best match. I want you to have the best experience with something like this. So let me refer you out to some of my best friends that, like, in order from, like, who style closely, like, most matches mine to, like, who I just feel like would be a great personality fit for you. Like, here's all their contact information. Like, please let them know that, you know, I sent you their way and they'll take care of you. And I just kind of wipe my hands, and then I message whoever I sent referrals to, and I'm like, hi friends, if you have a friend referral coming in, it's from me. Hi. Let me know if you have questions.
I think it's so important for people to know that, like, you can come and see me, and if we don't vibe after the first time, it's not going to hurt my feelings if you go and see someone else.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, I want you to get the best help that you can get from someone who you resonate with. Some people don't want super intense healing, and I'm not a surface level human. Like, I love going deep, and I will take you deep. And some people just aren't ready for that. And you want someone who maybe doesn't go as deep.
I love going deep with my clients too, because that's how I am too. Like, I want to get down to the nitty gritty of it. Like, I want to know why. I want to sit down with you and assess, like, why it is these things are coming up for you, and what can we do to, like, transmute these and work through these things together. Like, sometimes you just need somebody to hold the space for you while you do the shit and, like, open it up. And so that part's so powerful. And I have some clients that are very in tune with wanting to open up, and I have others that are very reserved. And so trying to find that delicate balance in between how far they're willing to go and how far they're actually comfortable and capable of going is a really, like, delicate dance sometimes, but it's always super fun, and it helps me understand them better as a person too. And
ideally, like, they become more comfortable because they know who you are.
Exactly.
And you held space for them, and you went at the pace that they were willing and able to go. And then you move forward.
Yeah.
And they get more and more comfortable. Well, I'm trained in hypnodontics if you ever want to go to the dentist and not have it be weird.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. I can do hypnosis for pretty much anything.
Can you do hypnosis for this 8-hour car ride I'm about to take with my 4-year-old?
Are you driving?
I don't have to be.
Then, yeah.
Can we hypnotize my 4-year-old? That's the real question.
Too young for me to work with. I don't work with children under the age of 8.
That makes sense. I'm
just because their brain is still developing so much, and things are going to shift and change. So they're just,
that's bad.
Also harder to keep, like,
the attention span's not quite there yet.
There are people that do work with children, though, that, like, it's like you tell them a story. It's like daydreams are a trance state. Driving from point A to point B is a trance state. If you forget the middle part.
All the time.
I've definitely done that. Like, especially on, like, roads that I know, and it's like just driving to work. Like, I'll park at work and I'll be like, how the hell did I get here?
Yeah.
Like, was I safe? Did I speed? Like, is everybody okay?
Yeah. Like, it's because your subconscious mind was actually doing the driving. Your conscious mind was thinking about, oh, I'm going to work. What do I have to do today? Where's the laundry at when I get home? What's my grocery list?
Yeah.
So, like, it's called highway hypnosis is actually what the driving from point A to point B is called. We go into trance state multiple times per day, which is why when people are like, oh, are you going to make me quack like a duck? Like, no, I'm not going to do that unless you want to. But, like, trance state is natural for us to go into. So I had clients last night that were in, they're like, are you going to make us quack like a duck? And I was like, do you want to? Because then I will have fun with this.
Right.
But, like, no.
Like, I want to be serious with you and, like, get you the healing that you need. But if you just want to have fun, that's what you came here for, that we can do that. Like, I like to have fun.
I am trained in stage hypnosis, but I've just never felt comfortable with it. Like, there's so much that can be done through hypnosis. And I like that there's people that can have fun with it. Some of it takes a little bit, it crosses some lines in my book, just because I am, like, my niche is sexual trauma. And I know that you can kind of dredge things up for people through hypnosis without fully intending to.
Yeah.
So some stage hypnosis is really hard for me to watch just because of that aspect. Like weight management So sometimes keeping weight on or women experiencing like the inability to lose weight can actually be based off of sexual trauma. Like they keep a larger presence because they believe or they have a belief system that it will make them less attractive. So sexual trauma can actually be tied into weight management, but weight loss, I guess, is what most people would call it.
That makes
So
That explains a lot, though.
it does. I would have never thought of that until
I
training.
looked
And I was like, dang, it's a form of protection. Yeah. So you have to make your clients feel safe within their body and really work with the shame, the guilt, the belief that they're not worthy of losing weight and like get them comfortable in their body again, which is another reason why I went into womb healing.
I was just going to segue there too.
I was like, I need to feel safe within my own body in order to like
Beautiful. That's space for others.
Yes. And to stop dissociating so much because I love how intuitive I am. And I tend to love to live in the astral realms or the etheric realms. And I love to make my intuition. And I'm learning to come back down into my body and really be comfortable in my body because for so long it wasn't safe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I went into womb healing, was to really reconnect it with my body and my womb space and heal a lot of my own sexual trauma. So, and now I get to help women do that too, because it's something that I'm more well versed in.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I'm also I'm a huge believer that I can only take my clients as far as I've been willing to go, which is why I'm such a huge proponent for doing my own self work
Mm-hmm.
and diving into things that I need to heal, because then I'm just going to be a better practitioner for all of my clients.
Yeah. I am very similar in my business as well, too, where every once in a while I will go and step in front of the camera and do my own boudoir session as well, just so I can like put myself back in my client's position and know that I'm not ever asking them to do anything that I'm not also willing to do myself, unless it's something that I physically cannot do, like a handstand for a certain pose. Because if I have any flexi pose that can do handstands, we're doing handstands. And I am going to be so hyped, and it's going to be like my own little Cirque du Soleil, but I am literally the entire audience. I am the most impressed. If you could do a somersault in like a straight line and not just go like sideways, I'm impressed. So
I love that too. I think that's why I feel so deeply about the work that I do too, is because I've actually experienced every aspect of my practice.
mm-hmm.
I have utilized Reiki in my own healing. I've used hypnosis for my own healing. I've done breath work for my own healing. Womb healing literally helped me embody myself, which gave me the ability to rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
Conscious body, I've used it a little bit. It's not one I can do on myself, so I have to have somebody who's also trained in it. So that one's a little bit more difficult. Herbalism, I've been doing that for my own healing.
Yeah.
Came up with a bomb-ass mushroom mocha product.
Ooh,
So if you like mushroom coffee alternatives,
that sounds yummy.
it's so good.
Does it help with like focus?
It's great for cognitive function, immune function, heart health, because it has cacao in it.
Mm-hmm.
7 functional mushrooms, gut health. Really good for inflammation in the body.
But it doesn't give you like the high that mushrooms do.
No.
Oh,
It's functional versus psilocybin.
yeah.
Someday I'll be a plant medicine facilitator and be able to like, help people on their mushroom journey. Because I really have always loved the like microdosing and
Mm-hmm.
what mushrooms really offer individuals who've experienced trauma. Also, that's on my bucket list. Ayurveda is also on my bucket list.
What is that?
It's healing through a lot of different. So there's essentially like 3 doshas in your body: of Veda, Pitta, and Kapha. And we're all a mix of them, but some people are more Kapha, some people are more Pitta, some people are more Veda. And it's how your body works and functions. So I really want to learn more about that. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I've just been drawn to it.
Okay.
Human design is another thing that I'll get trained in.
That's exciting.
It's so good.
I've been like slowly easing my toes more in there because I'm like, all right, if I can like think about myself in a more analytical way and like see this laid out for me, I can make those connections and be like, okay, cool. Like I am doing the right thing.
Are you a generator or a manifesting generator?
I think so. I don't know. I don't remember.
I could see you being a Mani-Gen just because you have multiple interests. So manifesting generators are like multi-passionate people. They have a bunch of different things. Most people would probably think of me being a manifesting generator, but I'm just a generator. Not just a generator, I'm a generator. So generators are like the workhorses or the powerhouses of the system. And then there's projectors who are like the seers. So they can see the truth in a bunch of noise. Reflectors, which are essentially the mirrors, like they just reflect their environment. That's like 1% of the population. And then there's manifestors. I like to call them the fire starters. So they come into the room, they light a fire, and then they leave. They're like, here's what I'm gonna do, and here's the idea. Here you go, run with it.
Yeah.
And
That's definitely her.
That's a lot of fun.
Definitely her. She schedules everything. Like it tells me what we're doing. I calendared everything for the year.
Yeah.
So I know when things are coming out because I'm like, I couldn't deal with this, like that last minute things. I'm like, I need to have a plan.
And she makes the plan.
Yeah, she pretty much makes a plan and then tells me where I'm going.
That's
I'm like,
so good and easy.
I just show up to talk and she does most of the work right now.
I'm like, hi, I'm weird. I need a buffer person to come make me not be weird immediately. Thanks.
I need somebody to bring me back to reality every once in a while.
That is not me. Also. I am very grounded. I shouldn't say that.
I'm just very shy and very introverted.
You do need a lot more downtime. So I could see you being a manifester.
Yeah.
Projectors need a lot of downtime. Reflectors mirror their environment. So it's just dependent upon if they're around generators, then they're going to be, or manifesting generators, and generators are probably going to be more high energy. If they're around projectors, they're going to need more of that downtime. Manifestors kind of flow between projectors and manifesting.
I don't even know which one I would be. I really I don't think I would be the reflector, but I kind of do at the same time. But I don't know if I would hit it.
Do you know your birth time?
I think
You'd have to look at your birth.
it's 6 something a.m. 6 something.
If you can give me your information, I'll gladly run your report and figure it out. Because I literally nerd out on it. It is one of my favorite things that I run on almost all of my clients now. Because I will full on say this. Certain projectors are very difficult for me to be around because their aura is very invasive to mine. And there's certain things that I don't want people to see. And projectors can see that. So it's not the person specifically. It's more so my own comfortability in their environment. I'm curious when I run your guys.
Yeah, you have to come around it because I need to know. I'm so curious.
Can it also change as you over time? No. Okay.
No, it's based off of your birth time, birthplace, birthday.
Okay.
It's more so time and area specific. So you're one of the 5. But then there's
now I'm really curious about it.
Your profile line. So I'm a 6'3", so I'm a role model martyr. So my entire life I spend through experimentation. I am the human form of fuck around and find out. I've also trained in hypnobirthing.
Oh.
What is that entail?
When I have my next kid, we'll talk.
We should. Nobody has ever successfully gone through the entire program.
I had a C-section my first time. Is that going to affect it?
No, you can still have a VBAC. We can still do all the things, but I can work with you pre-pregnancy as well to help you and get your body ready for conception. Then you move we can connect you into the baby deeper, and we can actually get you to, if you don't want to give birth at 2:00 in the morning, we can work out a negotiation with the baby.
Yeah.
In a 4-hour.
I knew that was something that could be done.
It's wild what you can do with hypnosis, but I need someone to go through the program. I want people to actually.
It's not going to be me, but
either.
My buddy yoinked that out of the way for me early on. So we're good there, but
it's just,
I'm going to find somebody that's trying.
Send on my way. I want to do it so bad because I want to I want to experience the programs that I am interested in, but it's something that everyone's. Is it harmful? No, it's not harmful for you or the baby. It's connected.
I don't see how it could be harmful if you're not taking drugs to do it. So you're not physically putting anything in your body, any type of substance in your body, and you're not like physically hurting me.
No. I also
Then how would that hurt the baby?
I cannot give you any suggestion that you would not listen to consciously. So that's where like people are often, we're talking about quacking like a duck again.
Mm-hmm.
If you consciously don't want to quack like a duck, I can't give you suggestion to make you quack like a duck.
Yeah.
If you want to quack like a duck in consciousness, like you and me talking right here, and I put you in a trance state and you quack like a duck, like you wanted to quack like a duck, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't give you suggestion to go against your moral compass or that your subconscious or your conscious don't agree with. It's going to kick it out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really fascinating that people are, oh, you're going to make me do something that I don't want to do. No, I literally cannot do that. Also, it would be really bad rapport if I did try to do something like that.
Yeah.
Facts. But our subconscious mind is like 95 to 93% of our brain, 93 to 95%.
I was gonna, so funny because I was just thinking about that. I was like, I feel like my subconscious is like the majority of my brain.
Yeah.
I feel like I hang out there a lot. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it is, I mean, it's all of your autonomic, it's all of your patterns, all of your belief systems, all of your habits are just stuck in your subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And it goes 24/7. Your subconscious never shuts off. Whereas your consciousness, you're here with me now, but when you're sleeping, your consciousness isn't active.
Yeah.
People are, it's very fascinating in the
is.
subconscious mind.
It is. It also
I'm like all curious now. Like,
yeah. I was gonna say, it makes me really curious about like even myself, like what would come up for me in like a hypnotherapy session. Because I feel like my brain likes to block hypnosis a lot.
I cannot hypnotize you if you don't want to be hypnotized.
See, these I feel like I want to be because like I want to experience it. I want to know what it feels like. I want to know. I'm really curious about what comes up for me.
That's a fascinating thing about hypnosis too, is like there's a conception that I put you to sleep, but it's not. It's just a trance state,
Yeah.
which isn't, you're not sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Your conscious just doesn't give any box
Mhm.
about what's happening, ideally. So I monitor facial expressions, I monitor breathing, I monitor your eyes and make sure that like you're deep enough when I get you into a trance state. I have some other techniques that I utilize to make sure my clients are deep enough.
And
So hypnosis is just,
I think
so
it's
fascinating.
yeah. I think it's so cool. And like there's so much that can be done there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool because it allows your body to just be in a more relaxed state and be more open and receptive to going through those things and
Do you guys want to do a susceptibility test?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that?
It just tells me how deep you would go into trance state.
Okay, bet.
Now, this is obviously not to be able to be seen on the podcast, but it's like, it's a fun little thing to do.
Yeah.
It's just, we're going to see. Do you have shoulder pain?
A little bit, but my shoulders are typically really tight. I store a lot of tension in my shoulders and neck.
Can you hold it up for like less than a minute? We're going to find out.
I guess I've never tried.
All right. Close your eyes. Deep breath in and exhale. Just. And open your eyes. Notice the shift in your hands. Did you feel like you were in a trance state?
Yeah.
So that just, hypnosis is essentially what the mind agrees with the body is going to respond to. Both of you just did that. And you didn't necessarily realize you were doing it. So that's how hypnosis works.
What are you most excited about in your business currently? I know. I didn't prep you for that question.
All of the fun that I have planned for the rest of 2024. I've been working behind the scenes on quite a lot of things. So
I've noticed
sneaky.
I've noticed you made a post the other day about doing meditations.
Yep.
So you have that coming up. Did I see that you have another retreat coming up?
Yes,
too?
I do. I am hosting a retreat in Colorado Springs in October. So that's the 8th through the 13th. With that retreat, you actually receive a level 1 and level 2 Reiki certification. So not only do you get to heal, you get to come back. And if you choose, you can start your own business as well. So
That's pretty cool.
become a Reiki practitioner.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Super fun.
And Colorado Springs is beautiful. So
Yeah, it's definitely hiking Garden of the Gods.
Mhm.
It's stunning. We'll be staying near Pikes Peak. If I have any crazy and wild people who want to do the Manitou Incline while they're down there, that is an option as well. So that is not very far from where we're staying.
That would be a lot of fun.
It's a lot of work. I don't know if I'm prepared for it mentally, but if I have a taker, I will absolutely do it.
What are your socials? Where can we follow you? How can we book with you?
Facebook, I am under EmBodhi Shakti. That is EmBodhi. Shakti, Shakti, because it's spelled different than EmBodhi Shakti. So most people probably wouldn't know how to spell it. And then the Apothecary Co. is my other business where I focus on herbalism. Instagram is EmBodhi.Shakti.
Mm-hmm.
And then the.Apothecary Co. is my other one.
Beautiful. And we'll take those on the show notes and everything too.
How do we book with you?
Through Facebook, there's a book now button.
Okay.
And Instagram, there's a book now button.
Beautiful.
I
Love that.
utilize
Easy.
Acuity, so it just links you back out to my website. You can also find me on Google.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Until next time.
Until next time. I think that pretty much wraps it up for us.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to have had you. I am so happy to have learned more about what it is that you do and everything that you actually do, because there's so much. I'm so excited. We'll definitely be back for another episode with you for sure.
Might take you along on our healing journey with her. You never know.
Yeah.
See what it's like.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. I am so grateful to have had you on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I'm obsessed with you, and I'm so excited that I finally got to introduce Julie to you too.
And now we're all friends.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now
Road
we're
trip.
friends.
My husband doesn't know about it yet, but road trip.